like you're on the cusp of getting that fight, because the talk is that they might do you versus Conor McGregor. Now,
It's a rumor.
is there anything you could tell us about this? Have you been offered the fight? Where are we at with it?
No, we're not anywhere just yet. Just rumors, talks, news headlines. No, nobody's given a call or anything like that. And I've said in plenty of interviews that I think it'd be a little bit foolish to do so.
To take the fight?
To take the fight, I think.
Why?
Because when I look at the history of the opponents that were picked, it's not me. I'm not a typical opponent that this man would pick.
Oh, you're saying it's foolish on his part?
Foolish on his part. And his yo, 100%. I'll take the fight.
Well, don't tell him it's foolish then.
Yeah, no.
Let them think it's easy.
Yeah, well, it's just me being honest. That's
Do you
all.
think he'll take it? Do you think he'll get that fight next?
I don't know. It's honestly, it's not.
You're the dreamer.
If it was up to me, I think it could happen. But I think it's up to the powers that be, and we'll let them do their job, and I'll do my job and get ready.
What does Conor represent to you? Does he represent that $1 million fight? Does he represent selling out MSG, headlining MSG? Does he represent a change of life? Or is he just a guy?
I think he's a guy who's fortunate enough to have a loyal country on his back.
You respect him?
Yeah, I respect everybody who makes a walk to the octagon, but where we differ is I'm more about what's real, and I think he's more about perception. And this game is changing. I'm watching it change. The game of MMA is changing, and because the business is coming before the sport now, the perception is becoming more important than what really is. And this is why I say I don't think they'll take the fight, is because if the perception's most important, then you don't try to beat the best guy in the world. You don't go after me. You go after the guy who looks like the best guy in the world but really isn't. So.
But you said that it's an easy fight for you. You said that Conor would represent a break.
A break. So in a sparring room, there's always a guy, we call him the rest round.
He's the rest round?
He's the rest round. He's the guy you grab when you're super tired and you go, hey, come on, man, let's do a round. To me, to the level of guys that I compete with, the level of guys that I fought in my life, and the level of guys that I train with every day, he comes to our gym and trains, he's the rest round. For everyone, not just me, for Frankie, for Edson, for Marlon, for any one of us.
So when you watched him against Nate Diaz, you didn't feel like, all right, I respect this guy, like he dug down deep, he went 5 rounds. Because I saw you tweeting after, don't bring that weak stuff to the lightweight division. You were not impressed.
I was impressed by like about 7 minutes of it.
The first 7 minutes?
About the first 7 minutes, and then it all looked really sloppy and didn't look of championship caliber to me. It didn't look like a guy who spent $300,000 on a training camp. I could have did that shit for $5.
Right.
What just went on there? I think he could have spent a lot less and got a lot more.
We're going this way, right?
Yep, straight.
Your coach, Mark Henry, gets very upset when they talk about finishing you in the second round and just sort of dismissing you. Do you share the same sentiment? Do you get fired up at that stuff as well?
No, it's comical. It's laughable to me. It's laughable for a guy like him to say he'd finish me. That's just that's what he says.
Do you feel torn at all? Because like a lot of people would agree that Khabib Nurmagomedov is the #1 guy, but he's now saying that you're ducking him if you're taking the Conor fight. Like, do you feel like Khabib, in a perfect world, when we're talking about reality and rankings and things, that he should get that fight?
Nah.
No? Why?
Because you gotta fight. You gotta fight.
Active?
You gotta be active. You can't tell your boss, hey, I'm taking off because I'm not gonna eat and drink and I'm gonna pray and stuff like that. You can't do that. So you can do that, but if you do that, there's going to be repercussions. So, because there's going to be guys who don't do that, who are active, who are going to put the sport paramount and first in their life. And the guys who do that are going to reap the rewards from it. And the guys who decide to go the other route there's going to be repercussions. And the repercussions are you get an opponent who nobody knows, and you're not active, and therefore you're not relevant. So that's his own being. That's his own fault. Why he was doing all that? I was fighting. I was putting fighting first, and I was fighting the best guys, not.
So you don't think he deserves it?
I think a couple more fights. I don't know what's deserved or not. I don't think there's a lot of guys in UFC who don't deserve what they get. So it's not up to me who says who deserves what and who gets that. The UFC makes these decisions. We all knew that.
Do you think your life changes if you fight and beat Conor McGregor?
Hell no. My life's beautiful right now. Will we have more money? Yeah. But life change? What do you mean by that? How my life change?
Want more money?
More money.
More things?
That's all that changes. More money. That's it. You're not going to change around here.
So you're not the guy who's going to campaign and call up the UFC and say, I want this fight, and you're the Philly guy, and we've got MSG coming up, and he's the you're not doing any of that. You're just sitting back.
I'm the champion.
Right.
I have the title.
Right.
People want what I have. I'm not begging for anything for anybody. If this guy wants this title, he can come get it.
How do you think that fight goes?
Conor McGregor?
Yeah.
Fight? I don't see past the 8-minute mark. I don't see anything but being dominant. I think he can do well because it's easy to be technical in the first round or two. It's easy to be technical. But when the shit hits the fan, it turns into a fight. I will fucking dominate this guy every step of the way. When it turns into when he's a little bit tired and he has to dig down, it's over. It's all over.
You think he lacks heart?
I feel like if this fight's signed and it happens,
yeah.
I feel like I'm about to tell the whole world that there's no Santa Claus, and everybody's gonna be disappointed.
He's a fraud.
There's no Santa Claus. He don't exist. It was a lie, and I'm gonna steal the magic from everyone. The magic's gonna be gone, and I can't wait. It's gonna be a great time for me.
Well, you gotta find out pretty soon, though, right?
Yeah, it should be. I mean, we're not far away. MSG is, where are we? 10 weeks away today, so we should find out pretty soon.
And when we talk about a big fight like that, and here we are, where you grew up and the hard times. I mean, at what point do you feel like this is all going to pay off, the whole fight? Because you said you still don't have the resources. Like, do you think it's going to take 5 more years of being a champ? Do you think it's going to take 2 more years? At what point can you comfortably say this whole thing paid off, and you made it, you're out, you're comfortable for your 4 kids, your wife? Do you know what I mean? Do you have a plan in place?
I don't know if it's an amount of things where I'm going to say it's paid off. I think it's just going to be a feeling.
But that doesn't. That's not here yet.
No, it's not here because I still have a lot of competitive fire in me. I still got a lot of guys that beat in front of me, and I feel like this is a privilege. This is a privilege, and as long as I'm privileged to do this, I'm going to do it.